JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, 4 injured in Clarendon ambulance crash recuperating. The 4 occupants of the ill-fated ambulance that was involved in a crash Thursday morning on the Bustamante Highway in Clarendon are recuperating. The ambulance was en route to the Maple Hospital with a COVID-19 patient. Parish manager for the Clarendon Health Services, Joseph Grant, said they are all doing okay. He said the injured nurse had CT and MRI scans done and continues to nurse her injuries. The driver had no life-threatening injuries but suffered a fracture to his right hand. Grant also shared that the patient was fine and that the porter was released and sent home. The most important thing for us is life preservation. It is natural that we don't want the vehicle to be destroyed because resources are scarce, but we are thankful to God that neither the patient or any of the staff suffered any life-threatening illness, Grant said. It is reported that the ambulance and the truck were traveling in the same direction along the highway when the driver of the truck, who was facing a line of traffic, indicated to make a right turn. While doing so, the ambulance driver reportedly attempted to overtake the line of traffic and collided in the left rear of the truck. Speaking on the incident during his virtual COVID conversation on Thursday, Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, expressed sadness at the unfortunate incident while wishing all those involved a speedy recovery. Cop charged with assault after beating colleague with baton. A St. Mary policeman has been charged with assault occasioning actual bodily harm in relation to the alleged beating of another police officer with a baton during a stop-and-search incident 2 years ago. The incident occurred in Brainerd, St. Mary, on June 24, 2019. Constable Michael Garrix appeared before the St. Mary Parish Court on Thursday by way of a summons to answer to the charge. According to a statement from the Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom, the complainant was reportedly struck several times with a baton by the officer following his refusal to be searched in circumstances alleged as a stop-and-search incident. A probe was subsequently launched by the Commission. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions later ruled that Garrix should be charged. The case has been set for mention on October 21, 2021. Former PCJ director involved in questionable $9 million donation, appointed interim boss of TPDC. Lionel Mary, the former controversial board member of the State-Owned Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica, PCJ, and former personal assistant to then Energy Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley, has been appointed to act as interim executive director of the Tourism Product Development Company, TPDC. Mary's appointment, which was publicized in a letter from TPDC chairman Ian Dear to staff and dated September 30, is for a period not exceeding 30 days. Mary, a former assistant to Wheatley, who was forced out of Prime Minister Andrew Holness's cabinet at the height of the Petrodrum scandal, was involved in a questionable $9 million donation while he sat on the PCJ board. His bio does not make mention of his stint at the PCJ. In April 2019, Parliament's Public Accounts Committee was told that Mary, as a member of the PCJ board, caused the questionable diversion of a $9 million donation from the Macook's Pen Citizens Association to the Sydenham Citizens Association in Wheatley South Central St. Catherine constituency. Mary admitted to the PCJ that he was a personal assistant to Wheatley. The $9 million, which was a sponsorship donation from the scandal-hit state-owned oil refinery Petrodrum, was diverted from the Macook's Pen Citizens Association after Petrodrum received a letter from Mary. The letter claimed that the money should instead be sent to the unregistered Sydenham Citizens Association. However, the Macook's Pen Citizens Association denied giving such permission, and the matter became the subject of a fraud investigation by the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency. PCJ was Petrodrum's parent company at the time the oil refinery was engulfed in what the parliamentary opposition referred to as the mother of all scandals. The PCJ board distanced itself from the Mary situation. In his letter to the TPDC staff, Dear said the board will seek to finalize the recruitment process for an executive director during the 30-day period. We encourage the department heads to support Mr. Mary through their areas of responsibility. Oversight will be given by the board of directors, the letter said. An extensive bio of Mary on the TPDC website does not state that he sat on the PCJ board. However, it notes that he is the Director of Product Development and Community Tourism for TPDC. It also states his involvement with his alma mater, Russell's High School. Meanwhile, opposition spokeswoman on tourism, Senator Janice Allen, says that bearing in mind Mary's role in the Petrodrum scandal 2 years ago, his appointment as interim head of the Tourism Product Development Company, TPDC, is alarming and disrespectful to the people of Jamaica and must be rejected and repudiated. Senator Allen has called on the Minister of Tourism, Edmund Bartlett, to rescind the appointment, pointing out that Mary has failed to distinguish himself as a fit and proper manager of public funds. In a release, Allen said that Mary's testimony at the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, PAAC, regarding his role in the questionable transactions under Petrodrum's Corporate Social Responsibility Program in the constituency of the then Minister Andrew Wheatley still lingers. She noted that Mary's appointment should not stand, as the population in general and the tourism industry in particular could have no assurance that the flagrant abuse of rules and lack of transparency will not categorize his tenure in this important public office. If the minister does not rescind this improper decision, it will be a clear indication that the government continues to pay only lip service in the fight against corruption and does not support good governance, which was missing at Petrodrum, Senator Allen added. The opposition spokeswoman said the Petrodrum scandal is still fresh in the minds of the Jamaican people, who have not had closure to several scandalous actions reported by the Auditor General of Jamaica and the Parliament's PAAC. Foreign investors must comply too, says NSWMA boss. Executive Director of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, Audley Gordon, has declared that foreign investors will not be spared as the agency intensifies its effort to curb the wanton littering that has been taking place across the island. He noted that one particular ethnic group is a major contributor to the improper disposal of commercial waste. We have noticed right across Jamaica that particular ethnic group is setting up businesses in every little nook and cranny of Jamaica, and we have to get them to comply. They have to play their part in keeping the island clean, Gordon said, but did not specify the group to which he was referring. He also argued that although Jamaica welcomes foreign direct investment, investors should be mindful of local laws, including those regarding the disposal of solid waste. We don't have a difficulty with businesses coming in. It creates employment. It adds to what we're trying to do in terms of the gross domestic arrangements, but we have to do it the right way. And we're going to do it in a way that don't dirty up Jamaica, Gordon added during an interview. The NSWMA boss also implored Jamaicans to take personal responsibility in ensuring that their solid waste is discarded properly. The truth is that no matter the amount of trucks we get, if people don't properly containerize their garbage, we'll have a problem. If they toss the garbage all over the place, we'll have a problem. So yes, there is need for more trucks, but there is also need for better containerization. There is also need for less wanton littering, Gordon added. He suggested that an increase in the fines for littering may be a deterrent. Jamaica not clean like New York, partly because Jamaica has to work within a fine structure that is laughable. When you find a man for littering in Jamaica, he will laugh after you because the fine is nothing. The NSWMA boss said during a public education blitz and tour Flint State St. Catherine on Wednesday. Similar tours have been conducted in Old Harbour, Spanish Town and Portmore, all in St. Catherine. Gordon said his team will head to St. Thomas next week. We're all over trying to communicate and build out relationships as we try to manage the solid waste. But we need trucks and we need the people, of course, to better manage their garbage and take some personal responsibility, Gordon added. 332 new COVID cases, 8 additional deaths. Jamaica recorded 332 new cases of COVID-19 and 8 virus-related deaths on Thursday, pushing the total number of confirmed cases on the island since the outbreak to 84,069 and the confirmed deaths to 1,877. The new cases comprise 192 females and 140 males with ages ranging from 3 days to 96 years. According to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, 91 of the cases were recorded in St. Catherine, 57 in Kingston and St. Andrew, 44 in St. Anne, 32 in Clarendon, 24 in St. Thomas, 21 each in St. Elizabeth and St. James, 19 in Manchester, 8 in Trelawney, 6 in Hanover, 5 in Portland, 3 in Westmoreland, and 1 in St. Mary. The latest victims are an 80-year-old male, an 84-year-old female, and a 68-year-old male all from St. Catherine, an 89-year-old female from Manchester, a 70-year-old male from St. Mary, a 71-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 55-year-old female from St. Thomas, and a 46-year-old female from Trelawney. The latest deaths were recorded between August 31 and September 29. The ministry further reported 131 new recoveries, which pushed the total recoveries to 52,948. There are 28,657 active cases on the island. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.